Minitab for Chapter 3. The counties with the experimental programs are identified in column C31. I will calculate some summary statistics using C31 for the percent of registered voters who vote. So I'll go to Stat, Basic Stats, Display Descriptive Statistics, locate the variable for the registered voters who vote, and in the By column, By option, I'm going to put in the C31 variable, and then I can choose other statistics if I like, otherwise hit OK. And here's my output. So the variable for the experimental program, the counties with the experimental welfare program, the percent of registered voters who vote is a little bit lower than the counties without the programs. I could investigate how other variables affect the percent of registered voters who vote. Perhaps there's a relationship with crime. I'll create a scatter plot of the percent of registered voters who vote versus the crime index, and the two categories of counties will be identified. Use graph, scatter plot, with groups, and then I want to identify my X and the Y variable, so I'm going to put the percent of registered voters in as the Y variable, and I'm going to put in the crime index as the X variable. And then I'm going to put in the By variable, the C31, the welfare program variable. And then click on OK. And here's my output. One county has a very high crime index. I will investigate this county. If I click on the outlier, it shows me the case, which is 60, which is Mecklenburg, and also the values for the crime index and the Y variable percent of registered voters who vote. Notice that Mecklenburg did participate in the experimental reform program. Notice this county is unusual because its crime index is very high, however the percent of registered voters is not unusual. I can double check that the crime index was entered incorrectly. I'll also look at other variables in the data set to see if those might help me to explain why there is a high crime index for Mecklenburg County.